let's go ahead and jump right in. Can we jump right in? Do y'all mind if we jump right in? Because I don't want to waste any of y'all's time, and I want y'all to get as much value as you can, okay? So we're going to be talking about what a lead is, what it means for marketing and sales. And in simple terms, a lead is an individual or organization with an interest in what you are selling. The interest is expressed by sharing contact information like an email ID, a phone number, or even a social media handle. So the definition seems to be quite simple. What is a lead? But it's not really as simple as you think that it is, right? And that's what we want to talk about today. The single biggest debate between marketing and sales arises from the question, what is a lead? And it's no small debate, okay? It's what causes a marketer's phobia, and marketers reveal in a number of leads that they have generated, closing their eyes to continuous sales complaints about lead quality. So what exactly am I talking about? If you all are in sales, or you had a business, or you have somebody that generates you leads, what typically happens, right? You have somebody who's great at marketing. You have somebody who's great at sales. You have somebody that's really, really, really great at getting the attention of people and sending them your way, right? They're good at sending them your way, and they're like, hey, listen, I sent you the leads. Why aren't you closing them? But then when you get this quote-unquote lead, it's not the proper or right lead for you. How many of y'all have dealt with that? How many of y'all have dealt with that? You're like, yeah, you sent me people, but they didn't have no money. Yeah, you sent me people, but they weren't ready to get nothing. Yeah, you sent me people. I'm thankful that you're trying, but it really didn't really help me the way that you're thinking that it helped me. And I'm a little frustrated because you think that you're doing something and you really didn't do nothing at all. That's what a lot of us deal with, especially when we're dealing with these companies that you pay for them to run your marketing. That's why we got to be very careful where we decide to spend our money. Okay? But this is also what causes us to be in complaints dealing with it for. So this is what I want you to understand right here, right? You ready? This is what I want you to know. Only 25% of leads are legitimate. Put that in the chat. 25%. 25%. Put that in the chat. Only 25% of leads are legitimate. Sorry. Let me go back. Uh-oh. Put that in the chat. Only 25% of leads are actually legitimate. Now hold on, Jake. What you mean? What you mean, Jake? Now what's going on? Well, so you're saying, Jake, that when people come to my page and they put their name in your in the little box, that means that may not be somebody who's interested, or just because they give their number, that means they're interested. How many of you can admit, be honest, because some of y'all did it on this Zoom, right? When you're interested in the information, but you know that you won't be interested in purchasing, how many of you put your dud email in a little chat? Tell the truth. How many of you actually have put your dud email? You know what I mean by dud? It's the email you really don't check like that, but you're going to check it, just today because you know that a class coming. Some of y'all did that today. It's an email that you'll check for what you want, but it's not really what you need. See, some of y'all talking about, not for this class, though. I ain't going to tell you the truth. But the truth is that this is something that business owners deal with on a daily basis. Oh, I got one even better for y'all. Ladies, how many of you were dealing with a guy that he just would not stop harassing you and you gave him the wrong number? Tell the truth. How many of y'all were dealing with a guy, you gave him the wrong number? You may have even gave him the same name, but wrong number. Huh? Listen, you know what that's called? He went home talking about, oh yeah, I got me a baddie. I met my wife. That's called a bad lead. That's called unqualified. And this is what we typically deal with in our business on a day-to-day basis. And this is why we struggle. And the problem is that a lot of us, especially when you get a good lead, that most people that get a good lead, you don't hit that lead as many times as it's needed. I want y'all to type the number 7. The average amount of times that somebody that is interested in your product, that they need to be seen or talked to, is 7 times. Did y'all know that? 7. And most of us only reach out or call or email our customers about 1.3 times just to try to see if they're going to purchase from you. So many of us, we got the right intentions, but poor execution because you don't know the numbers. Most of us think, we say, man, if I keep hitting them up, man, if I keep calling them, they're not going to want the product. Well, can I tell you something? Let me unshare my screen and let me give you a small fact. You ready? I'm about to give you this small fact. If they didn't want it, they're not going to get it anyway. Whether you call them 1 time or call them 7 times, they're not going to want it. But one of the things that we have to remember and we have to remind ourselves on is that most people that give you their information, they actually want it. They just get busy. They just get busy. They just get busy. That's it. How many of you actually, you wanted to go out with your friends, or you wanted to go to a movie, or you wanted to go purchase something, you just got busy. You got busy. And when they call you, you like, man, I done bailed on them 2 times. I done bailed on them 2 times, so I ain't gonna answer the phone. How many of y'all do that? I do that all the time to my friends. I do that all the time, like, oh, I forgot. Okay, I ain't gonna answer. They called me 3 times in a row and I don't answer. That's actually what literally happens with the customer that you want and the business that you're trying to give them. That's what we're talking about with this lead, okay? So you got to make sure that you're doing the right thing. Here's another thing I want you to pay attention to, okay? When we're talking about this lead. And companies with poor sales and marketing alignment have a 4% revenue decline year after year because of bad leads, because there is no continuity between the leads and the sales team. Okay? And this is absolutely devastating for your business, because no matter how one defines a lead, the business's aim is the same. We want to increase the revenue. So if your leads are bad and the people who are selling your product don't like your leads, you're going to lose money in business. However, if your leads are good and your sales process is good, you're going to see 20% growth in your business every single year. So we have to understand that it's the continuity of both that absolutely makes sense. And how many of you have been taught and somebody tried to teach you, somebody tried to coach you, somebody told you that sales were more important than anything else? How many of them told you that? How many of you had a mentor, you was on social media, a friend told you that the only thing that mattered was selling your product and getting your product into the pockets of the customers? Well, I used to be the one that said that all the time. That's not true. Because I got a friend here that made $10,000 in a month, and then how long did it take you to make your money back? Make $10,000 again?
6 months.
6 months. Why?
Because I couldn't duplicate the process. I had no idea what I did.
Had no idea. He's a marketing developer. He's a genius when it comes to marketing and developing marketing schemes. You see that? But even he struggled because he didn't know how to do it again. Man, y'all know what's crazy? And then people teach the ABC, right? Always be closing. Well, you can't close nothing if you don't have people that want your product. Is that not true? This is why it's extremely important to understand how important leads are. Because you can be a fool from Walla Gazoo and barely speak the language, but if you have enough people coming your way, eventually you will learn how to get it right. And so the goal is to teach you all how to get in front of the right audience as many times as you can, the best way that you can. So I'm going to teach you in short what a lead is. And when I teach you in short what a lead is, this is going to literally help you out and then get you on your way. Y'all ready? Here you go. Y'all ready? Here you go. Here you go. Tell you what a lead is. Let me tell you what a lead is right here. Tell you what a lead is. A lead is someone who fills out a form on your website. A lead is somebody who calls your company's landline asking for a request, initiates a chat on your website, or interacts with you on social media. That's what's technically considered a lead, and this is technically what people teach us every single day in our business. Just get their number, they say. Just get the email, they say. Just get their name and address, they say. But they don't teach you about the other stuff that qualifies that to make it actually somebody worth your time. So you doing all the right stuff. You create a page. You do all this other stuff. You getting names. You going to the church. They putting names and numbers and stuff on a little notepad for you. You going to the school. You talking to teachers and parents. And guess what's happening? You getting names, but ain't nobody picking up the phone. People follow you on social media. They texting your little text line. You got a whole bunch of names and numbers on your text line, but you don't know how to convert them because you don't actually know what a true lead is. And to a marketer, that's a lead. But to a salesperson, it's too vague. Not only do I got your name and number, but I don't know if you actually want my product or if you're just interested, kinda. And when you get into sales, it gets discouraging to always be chasing people who absolutely don't want your product. Is that not true? So when it comes to finding a middle ground for your product or for your service, this is what I want you to do. If someone is making an inquiry that matches your ideal customer, and I talk about this all the time, and you'll find out about that later in BizCo, how to create your ideal customer. This qualifies as an ideal lead.